everybody, welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs on this wonderful little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and today we're looking at a classic country rock song from the early 1970s, a song called Amie by a band called Pure Prairie League. It's a lovely little song that you might have heard, or maybe you haven't, but you should check it out. It's fun to play on the mandolin. And I'm basing this lesson on a version done by a band called Foxes and Fossils. Foxes and Fossils, a cover band. You can find them on YouTube. They do a terrific version of this song featuring a mandolin solo by a guy named Brian Lewis, a mandolin player from Durham, North Carolina. I'm going to play the solo that he does on that version by Foxes and Fossils. You can find the link to their YouTube video down below in the description box. But first, before we get to that, little bit of business here. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking us out. But don't forget to hit that little red subscriber button on the way out. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks very much for coming back, but don't hesitate to check out the links below, including the link to my new Johansson mandolin. If you want to get one of these beauties, check out the website link in the description box below. If you want to take some lessons, if you want to improve your mandolin playing, let's say you are new to the instrument or you are a guitar player coming over to the 8-string, you might want to check out my video lesson series down below as well called Learning Rock and Pop Mandolin with Mike DeJong. 16 video lessons for $29.99. That's just about the cost of one lesson with an actual teacher. Check it out. You will learn to play faster than ever, or faster than you ever expected. Anyway, a couple other links down below. The link to Amazon and the link to Sweetwater. Got some great products from Sweetwater that I use and endorse. I get a small commission if you click on one of those links. Also, check out our Patreon page down below. Come over and join our Patreon team. We have monthly jam sessions and lessons and other things over on Patreon. But that's enough business for now. Let's check out this song, Amie by Pure Prairie League for mandolin on RPM. All right, Amie starts in the key of A, and this chord progression gets you through most of the song. It's A to G to D. All right, and the beginning part kind of does a... So a little hammer-on kind of thing to that G chord, all right? So start with your A chord, and I'm using an open A voicing here. I'm not using a closed voicing because I want those two chords, or those two strings there, the A and the E, to ring out, just like an acoustic guitar. So... And I think the original version actually has 12-string guitar on it, if I'm not mistaken, so that's even more like a mandolin, isn't it? So let's play that with this open A chord, 2nd fret here of the G, 2nd fret of the D, right? Then you're going to that G chord, which we all know, 2nd fret here of the A, 3rd fret of the E. Then you're going to go to a D chord, right? Open D chord. That's here at the 2nd fret and the 2nd fret there. All right, so A to G to D, but the pattern at the beginning goes like this. Alright, so two strikes on the A, downstrokes, like that. Then you wanna hammer into that G chord. What's a hammer on? Well, you're going like that. You're basically you're hitting the notes open, and then you're fretting that chord after your first strike, like that. You see? Like that. That's called a hammer on, alright? People do that all the time on the mandolin. You can... like that. In this case, you're going to that G chord. So A, okay, and so you hit the open, hammer, and then hit the full chord, like that. And I'm using all downstrokes there too, so, but there is a little in the middle there, so, on the A, okay? So I'm going up, down, up, again, in between the A and the G, so, like that, okay? So, okay, and then you're kind of doing a hammer on that D again, right? Another hammer before you get to the actual chord once again, just like on the G. Okay, so like this. I'll do it really slowly if I can. Like that. That's the opening sequence to the song, and also that pattern is played several other times throughout the tune. And the chords for the verses are pretty much those three chords up until just at the end of the verses. So it's A, just straightforward strumming here now, no hammer-ons. And then the third time through, when they get to the A, they stay on the A a little bit longer. Okay, so just like this. Third time, A. You can even, if you want, add an A7 in there. All right, that's an A7 chord like that. So that's 2nd fret here, 2nd fret there, 4th fret, and 3rd fret. A7 chord. But you don't have to. You can stick with that A chord as well. So one more time for the verses. And it's a similar strumming pattern to what I showed you before, but just without that hammer on, right? It's just down, down, up, like that. Down, down, like that. Okay, and on the third time, after that A7 chord, we go to a little pattern on the D, then to a C chord, back to the D chord, back to the C chord, and now to an E. Okay, and I'm adding a little E7 in there. You don't have to do that. Again, if you don't want to, you can just stick with that E, and that's this voicing here. 1st fret of the G, 2nd and 2nd, and open, like that. And when you want to do that E7, just take off the 2nd finger there and have that D string open, like that. So, and I'm just kind of doing a little pickup note there. I'm not sure if he does that in the song, but it sounds good to me when you do it. So let's do the verses again. So A, G, D, A, G, D, A, G, D, A, stay on the A, D, C, D, C. Now we're going to that E, and the E7. And now you're on to the chorus. Those are the chords for the verses of the song, and also for the part that's played underneath the guitar solo. Okay, and the choruses of this song go... Okay, so what is that? Well, that's just on the A again. Amie, what you gonna... When you go, what you gonna do? I think I'm in love with you. Okay, so you're just changing from that G to the D both times. So Amie, what you gonna do? Right? A, G, D. Amie, I'm in love with you. Now you're going to a new chord. It's a B minor chord. And then to the E. So what's the B minor? Well, 4th fret here, 4th fret, and 5th. That's the voicing I'm playing there. You can also play this voicing if you like, which is 4, 4, 5, and that 2. But this one works fine for this song. And then you're going to that E. So one more time. Amie, what you gonna do, right? Amie, I think I'm in love with you. And then to that B minor. And then the E. And again, the strumming is... So you're always doing the down, down, up, down, up, down. Now I'll slow that down for you. So on the chorus, the chords are held for a little bit longer. Amie, I'm in love with you. Right? And then that B minor, the E. And then you're back into the... that little pickup part before each verse and before the guitar solo. All right, and there's a little lick at the beginning of the song that sounds pretty cool. You can play on the mandolin. It goes... All right, and then, so what is that lick? Well, that's, like that, okay? So it starts off with this second fret here of the D string up to that A. So 2, 4, open. And I'm hammering that second one there into the A strings, okay? So like that. Did you see that? So 2, 4, open, open. So 2 and open on the A. Then another hammer on, 2 to 4 on that string. And up to that second fret again. So you're using a lot of 2 and 4s here in terms of frets, right? Second fret and fourth fret. Okay, so now you can either do that like I did when I just showed you the pattern, or you can just go, I'm not really sure what he does. It actually might be that. All right, so when you're coming down, so after the beginning part goes, right? Then you go, so that's, again, 2, 4, open. And again, that on the A string, second to open. But this time you're not going up to the E string, you're staying here. And you want to kind of get a double stop going there if you can. So it's 4, 2, open, along with that open E. See that? Or the way I did it, that sounds, yeah, maybe that's not quite right. Maybe it's, so again, from the beginning of the pattern, you see that? Okay. Now we're on to the third part of it. And that kind of repeats what I showed you before. Again, 2, 4, open, 2, open, to there on the E string, right? Open, 2, open, 4. So you're going up all the way up to that 5th fret now on the E string. So that's 2, 5, 2, 5. 2, 5, 5, 2, I guess. And you're coming down from 2 open to 4, right? So you go, and then, okay, so that's 2 open, 4 A. And by the way, all of these notes are straight out of the A scale. So if you learn your A scale, A major scale, you'll figure out all of these notes. So one more time, that opening lick. And slowly. And then you're into the song. All right, the guitar solo is very similar to that opening pattern, but it uses notes from the A scale over the A chord, but then as the chords change, you're going to be using notes over those chords as well. So I really like this solo because it really does use notes and patterns that outline the individual chord changes. So let's look at it from the beginning over the A chord. And by the way, the chords again are A and G and D, right? For the most part, A, G, and D, till they go to that E. All right, so over that pattern you go. Okay, a lot of notes to show you there. So over the A chord, let's start with that, okay? Into the G and the D, you're doing All right, similar to that very opening pattern from the beginning of the song. Second, 4, again, that hammer. He loves that little pickup hammer into the open A string there. So 2, 4, open A. So he doesn't go up to that high note there. He goes, so 2, 4, open E, and back to 4. So don't forget the, like that. So almost the same thing next, except you're coming down. So watch this. And you're using that note there, which is a really cool little bluesy note over the A chord, right? Like that, okay? So the first 2 sections of the guitar solo. All right, and the second part of the guitar solo goes, you're going, okay, so that's 4, 2, open, open, 2, open, and then 3, 2, open. And that 3 there gives you a really nice little bluesy note over the A, right? So once again, from the beginning of the guitar solo. Like that. All right, 4, 2, open, 4, open. And you can even double stop that if you want. It sounds really cool. So you see that? Okay, and the next is this cool little pattern. All right, so you're going, and you know, I'm keeping that D string kind of on the bottom of each of these notes. You see that? Like that. I'm coming back to that open D. So you see that? So that's 4, 5 on the G. And then open and 2, and then 5, 4, 2. So actually, I don't go to the 2. So like that, okay? So you see what I'm doing with the D string there? Okay, and then you're going here. So 3, 2, open, 5. So one more time that pattern. It's really cool. I love that pattern. All right, and then he nails that. And he kind of does an A7 voicing there. He adds that little G note at the end. So he slides up to the 4th fret. And right at the end, he brings in that G note, the 3rd fret of the E, to make that top half of an A7 chord. So he goes. All right, so let's do the guitar solo from the beginning. So you slide up to that 4th fret note, that C sharp there, you go. And then bring in that G on the end of it to make it a 7th chord voicing. Like that, okay? All right, and the next he's outlining the D and the C chords in the solo. He goes. And then to the C. Okay, those are really cool little patterns over the D chord and the C. So the first part goes. Okay, so again, a little pickup note, a little hammer note from the 3rd fret this time of the D to the 4. We used to be going from the 2nd. And this time over the D chord, you're using like that. And you're going up to the 2nd and 3rd. Open 2nd, 3rd here on the A string. So I'll do it slowly. So that's over the D chord, then over the C chord. All right, so you're going. All right, so that's 4th to 5th. Okay, so like that. 4th, 5th, open, 2, 5, okay? And then 7, 8, 7, 5, 2. All right, one more time. Okay, so 4, 5, open, 2, 5, 7, 8, 7, 5, 2. Okay, the next part of the pattern goes almost the same as that earlier one, except this time he goes down to the D string, all right? So again, 3rd, 4th, open, 2, 3, 2. So 3, 2, open, 4, open. One more time. Like that, and then the C lick one more time, same thing. All right, and the final part is played over the E chord, or the E7 as well. You're going, right, so you're sliding up to that 7th fret, and again, using that open E string to create a double stop. So 7th fret, 5th, 4th, 2, open, right? 7, 5, 4, 2, all right? And then you're going, so 2, 4, open, 2, open, 4, 2, open. So, like that. Okay, let's play through the guitar solo one more time slowly for you so you can get it. And that is the guitar solo for you, mandolin version. Okay, finally there's a little slow pattern. With you, falling in love with you, something like that, all right? And basically that's an easy thing as well. That's just the A chord, G chord, and D. Falling in love with you, right? And then I think he goes to an F, to an E, back to the A, something like that. You have to listen to that part, but it's right near the end of the song. Falling in and out of love with you, like that. Okay, so it's just A, G, D, A again. All right, that is it. That is Amie by Pure Prairie League and the Foxes and Fossils version, including a great mandolin solo by Brian Lewis from Durham, North Carolina. Thanks, Brian, for that. Again, the link to the Foxes and Fossils version of that song on YouTube is down below in the description box. Thanks very much for taking the time to check out this video. I'm Mike DeJong, and this is RPM.